Hi everyone, and welcome to our video on using Convergence Cloud's list uploader. On this video, we're going to focus on using the standard option. There's also a custom option, but we're going to save that for another video. So what we are going to do here is go ahead and introduce Convergence Cloud, give a brief overview of the process and how that works. And then there's three main steps, and we're going to walk through a demo that details each of those. So the first step is to jump into Marketing Cloud and make a new data extension. This is ultimately where the data you upload is going to live. The next step is to make a CSV file, because that's the only kind of file Convergence Cloud will take in, and put your contact data in there. So the first name, last name, email of everybody you want to contact, as well as information about the new data extension. That way, when you pass the file through Convergence Cloud, it knows where to pour out the data. And the last thing you get that's really great out of this is subscriber keys. So the old method of kind of marrying the business unit ID with the person's email address really ended up resulting in a lot of duplication and confusion. What's happening now with Convergence Cloud is it automatically goes into the CRM, grabs each person's subscriber ID, and brings that in as a subscriber key in Marketing Cloud. And we can take a look. I've actually prepared a file that has all of my subscriber keys from all the different business units. So we look, it's about, I think it's over 40 long. You can see each business unit has just gone ahead and added my email address plus their number. They use my name differently, sometimes don't have my name at all. But we want to aim for is this one right here. So this kind of format is the subscriber ID from CRM Salesforce, bringing that over to Marketing Cloud and using that as a subscriber key. So that way we're cutting down on duplication and everybody's using the same key and we can focus on one thing together. And so now we've gone over how it works and some of the benefits, let's go ahead and start through the process. So I'm just going to go ahead and go to one.iu. I'm already logged in. And from here, I'm going to go into Marketing Cloud. And the first thing is just to make sure you're in the business unit you want to use. I'm going to stay right here. And then we're going to go into Email Studio over to the left and over to Email. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to make our new data extension. But what's great is we don't have to make it from scratch. We actually have a template set up we can copy over. So if we hover over subscribers and go down to shared data extensions, it's actually not going to be in the top level folder. We have to go to this left pane, minimize everything down until we can see the shared items bullet point, go to shared data extensions, and under that, there's a subfolder called Convergence Cloud. And within there, there's an item called Convergence Cloud Template that we're going to open up. So this is here all ready to go. Especially great part of the mapping process between the CSV file and getting in the data extension is that both sides need really particular field and header names. So these are already set up for us here, and we don't want to change those now or even after we're done, really. We also have all the properties to the left set up correctly, too. So we can just go ahead and copy this straight into our unit. We just go up to the right and hover over these two pieces of paper with a copy sign or a plus sign. We can copy that. And it's just going to ask where we want to put it and what we want to name it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this in our testing folder. And I'm just going to name it test. And you can feel free to add a description. Go ahead and leave the external key blank. That's going to automatically populate for us when we hit copy. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And here we go. We're all loaded up. So if we look at the breadcrumb trail up here, we can see we're in our testing folder with a new data extension called test. The properties are here. The external key was made for us. And all these field names are looking like the way they need to be. So now that we have that all set up, we need to get our data together in a CSV file. And we're going to start by going over to CRM, and we're going to grab a template from there that's going to help us out. So I'm going to go back to one, and I have CRM right here. I'm going to open that up. And so when it loads, you might be in the IU Communications app. We're going to hover over these dots, click on those, and we're actually going to move to IU Convergence Cloud. So this is going to bring us to the list uploader. We'll need to come back here, but right now we want to go to upload templates. And I'm just going to go ahead and change this from recently viewed to all templates so we can all be on the same page. And we want right here UT001 IU comms user. We're going to go ahead and open that up. And if we scroll to the bottom, we see we have two files, and we want the reduced version. And we're going to go ahead and download that. And now we can open it. And now we just want to go ahead and we're going to clean up this template. It's got a lot of great information about what's going on in the template, but for our purposes, we can get rid of most of it. We really just want these main headers. So we're going to delete this list uploader information tab and the pick list values tab. So we just want to keep the full template. And then we're going to take apart some of this. So we're going to get rid of this first column A here, just the column header name. And we're going to get rid of all the bottom rows, so 2 through 7. We just want to leave those headers. And then we want to get rid of any other data after column E. So contact email we need, but everything after that can go. So we can get rid of F through H. And then I'm just going to come back and I'm going to clean these up, make them look normal. And then we go ahead and save this. And we want to make sure we save it as a CSV file. And I'm just going to call this CC template. And so now you always have this template ready to go. You don't have to go through that downloading the template process again and making it. You can use this anytime you want to do an upload. And so the next thing we need to do is go ahead and fill out the template. So it's got 5 columns. C through E are pretty easy to identify. First name, last name, email. A and B are a little bit more cryptic, but really what they're asking for is information about the data extension. So A is asking for business unit ID. It wants to know the name of the business unit, where the data extension lives. And then B wants the external key. So it wants that external key that got generated for us. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with C through E. I have a list prepared here, like I'm sure you have your own. I have them in the same order. So I can just copy and paste those real easy. There we go. And then, so A, again, this is gonna be the business unit name. Even though it says ID, it actually needs the name of the business unit in Marketing Cloud. So we're gonna go back to Marketing Cloud. And if we just kind of hover over here, this is our business unit. This little drop down pops up and we can actually just copy and paste this right here. We go back to our template and paste that in the first row. And then next we want to grab the external key. So we're going to head back into Marketing Cloud and we just click in here, select all this and take it with us and copy it over here. And there we go. So now we have that first row ready to go. But all this information here for the data extension needs to cascade down to every record. So, so one thing that happened here, and I'm glad it happened for this example, is that some external keys will end in a number. And so if you just try to like drag this down with this little guy, it's going to start going up 70, 71 instead of just saying 69 there. If it's a letter, it's not going to happen like that. One way to get around this is to copy the data from the first row and paste it directly in the second row. So it'll stay the same. And then if you select both rows of data, then double click on this little square here on the bottom right, the data will cascade down all the way. So, you know, where there's 3 records here, not much of a time saver, but if you have hundreds or thousands or tens of thousands, this can save you a lot of time. So now that we filled out all the data, the last thing we need to do is go ahead and save this again. I'm going to save as a new file so we can keep that template we had earlier. I'm just going to call it example. Another thing that's nice to do is add something like for CC upload to the end, just so you keep track of the file you actually need to upload. And sometimes, you know, it starts with an Excel file and then a CSV, and now you need another CSV. This just help you signify that's the one you need. Okay, and so now it's ready. We can go ahead and go back to Convergence Cloud, and we'll close this. And now we can go back into the list uploader. And like I said at the beginning, we're going to stay with the standard type, so that's great. So let's go ahead and hit upload and find our file. Mine just happens to be right here, CC for upload. And I'm going to go ahead and hit open and then OK. And so you're going to get this bar. And for something like this, it's going to take just a few seconds. If you get up into the hundreds or thousands, tens of thousands of records, it could take an hour plus. That's just something to be aware of when it happens. And so once it's done, you're going to get some files that are downloaded. So if everything goes well, you'll just get the success rows file, just goes through and tells you everything's fine. If there are any errors, you'll get a separate error row file, and line by line, it will tell you what the error was, so you can have a chance to address it, then re-upload. You also get emails to doing the same thing, but I have my email closed for now. And so just to check that that's all done, let's go back over to Marketing Cloud, and let's pop out of here and pop back in so we can refresh. And I have my 3 records, and we'll go ahead and take a look at those. And we have email, first name, last name. We also have these subscriber keys that look just like the format I was looking at earlier. So these are actually the subscriber IDs from CRM automatically brought in. And now they're here, we're all done. So I hope this video was useful. If you do have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Thanks.